Jessica Tarlov, a Fox News host, defended Hillary Clinton's recent comments, in which she claimed that Donald Trump supporters need to be deprogrammed. Jessica Tarlov presented a small assortment of things that Donald Trump and high-ranking Republicans call liberals on a daily basis: anarchists, anti-Americans, deranged, communists, corrupt, compromised, groomers and perverts, thugs, and traitors. Must watch. Happened just now. Enjoy hearing your thoughts. Please leave comments. Thanks.
And we had very bitter battles over all kinds of things: gun control and climate change and the economy and taxes. But there wasn't this little tail of extremism wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. Mm-hmm. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to happen.
All right, Jessica, you would hear words like deplatforming, deprogramming, cult, all haters in countries like the Soviet Union, China, North Korea. Isn't that in itself a threat to democracy?
Hillary Clinton giving an interview? No.
Saying what she said in the interview?
No. It's not a threat to democracy. Does it land in a bunch of GOP ads heading into an election? Sure. That's what happened with the basket of deplorables comment. But I really need everyone to spare me the faux outrage and the pearl clutching about this. Little collection of things that Donald Trump and high-ranking Republicans call liberals on a daily basis: anarchists, anti-American, deranged, communists, corrupt, compromised, groomers and perverts, thugs and traitors. Now, she was explicit that she was talking about a subsection of the Republican Party the same way that Joe Biden is when he talks about these MAGA extremism. But you tell me, if the leader of the Democratic Party, so that would be Joe Biden, was facing 4 indictments with 91 felony counts, he had been found liable of sexually assaulting a woman and defaming her, that's E. Jean Carroll, guilty of fraud, sharing the nation's secrets, not only in the Mar-a-Lago indictment, but there was a report yesterday from ABC News that he had shared information about our nuclear submarine capacities with an Australian billionaire who's a member at Mar-a-Lago, who had then gone on and shared that with dozens of other people, and ended up making a purchase, I think, of 3 subs. It included specifics up to how many nuclear warheads they carry and how close they can get to Russian subs without being detected.
Turn now to an ABC News exclusive involving former President Trump and nuclear secrets. Sources telling ABC News an Australian billionaire who was friends with Trump has told special counsel Jack Smith's team that the former president shared potentially sensitive information about America's nuclear submarines while at Mar-a-Lago and after Donald Trump left the White House. ABC News learning that billionaire allegedly then shared those U.S. nuclear secrets with dozens of others, including foreign officials, even his own employees. Here's Jonathan Karl.
An Australian billionaire and member of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club has told special counsel Jack Smith's team that the former president told him potentially sensitive information about the capabilities of America's nuclear submarines. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News. The alleged disclosure took place at Mar-a-Lago in April 2021, months after Trump left the White House. The billionaire, Anthony Pratt of U.S.-based Pratt Industries, then shared the information with scores of others, including more than a dozen foreign officials, several of his own employees, and a handful of journalists, according to the sources familiar with the matter. Pratt has been close to Trump for years.
Anthony is one of the most successful men in the world, perhaps Australia's most successful man, as they say.
According to sources, Pratt told investigators that when Trump told him the sensitive information, the former president was leaning towards him, as if to be discreet, allegedly sharing 2 critical pieces of information about U.S. nuclear subs: the supposed exact number of nuclear warheads they routinely carry, and exactly how close they supposedly can get to a Russian submarine without being detected. The specific capabilities of America's nuclear submarines is a tightly guarded national security secret. Sources tell ABC News that no sooner had Trump shared the information with Pratt, the Australian billionaire started telling other people. Those sources tell ABC that one of Trump's former employees at Mar-a-Lago told investigators that minutes after Trump spoke to Pratt, he heard the Australian telling someone else what Trump had told him. In all, Pratt described what the former president had told him in emails and in conversations with at least 45 others, including 6 journalists, 11 of his company's employees, 10 Australian officials, and 3 former Australian prime ministers, the sources told ABC News. The potential disclosure was uncovered as part of the investigation into Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents, the sources told ABC News. But there is no indication that Trump showed the Australian any of those classified documents. It's unclear if the information Trump allegedly shared with Pratt was accurate, but ABC News was told the investigators asked Pratt not to repeat it, suggesting it was too sensitive to share. Although there is no indication that this involved classified documents, it gets to how Trump treated sensitive military secrets. And an indication of how Jack Smith sees this, his investigators have spoken to that Australian billionaire at least twice. Tonight, there is no comment from Donald Trump or from that billionaire, Anthony Pratt.
And then I told you, so all of that is happening, and he's shooting up in the polls. And when you see those interviews of Trump supporters outside of the rallies, they're like, none of this is true. It's the big lie. He won the election, et cetera. And you wouldn't say to me, you guys are in a cult? It's actually tame, what Hillary Clinton was saying.
What do you think of Hunter Biden?
I think he's kind of a snake.
Think he should be impeached?
I do.
All right, thanks so much. Have fun today. Do you think that Hunter Biden should be impeached?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's where you hear all the rules are the same for everybody, but it just doesn't feel like they're the same for everybody.
Would you like to see Hunter Biden impeached?
I see him in prison.
So impeached and in prison?
Yes, sir. I mean, you know, they got Trump on all this. Why, he ain't no better.
Do you think that Hunter Biden should be impeached?
Impeached?
Yeah.
That's not, he's not a political.
We have a winner. What, does she get a prize? Thank you. I've asked this question to like a ton of people today. You were the first person to say that he can't be impeached. Look at you.
Jesse, you know, no one on the Republican Party side has called for the silencing of newspapers and social media.
Fake news.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Happen Just Now for more content about accountability on our public officials and policies and procedures.